It happened. It has happened. It is real. Studio. Moving out of here because I found a new place because opportunity happened. Last video I said I was about ready to make a move, and it happened. And it happened. Ah. Well, the journey continues. I've moved into my new place. It's funny because I didn't have a place to live, but I just kind of had a feeling that something was going to work out. And like God always provides, something worked out. Our girl, she needed to leave for June and July. I needed a spot to stay in San Diego for June and July. Somehow we connected. And so now I have her place for June and July. Come August, planning on going to Colombia, and then after, and doing some more traveling. And then from there, I will be moving to Las Vegas. But right now I'm in a time to where I'm just going to tell you where I'm at to be fully authentic for you. But first I just want to tell you, I want to talk about faith, because there are times in everybody's life, whether you know it or not, to where something is trying to be built inside of you. Most of the time it's me, because I like to preach living a life fueled by faith and taking leaps of faith and steps of faith. And what I'm going through right now is step by step. The whole thing from when I had this kind of feeling and idea and vision and whatever you want to call it come into my life through meditation and prayer about Las Vegas, and it continually showed up. I then prayed that the house I was living in sells. This was a house that's been trying to sell for a year and a half ish. They did some renovation on it, but it was not selling. And so I was living there, thankfully, for almost a year. But when this thing of Vegas started moving in my life, and New Heights and all this other stuff kind of pulling up in you, I put my hands on the house and I said, if this is something true and real, I prayed that this house sells. 3 days later, the house sold. So now I was in this opportunity. I was like, okay, well, there's the first big little breakthrough. But there's these little things called, I don't even know, valleys. They're not really valleys. They're just kind of like spaces of unknown. There's a breakthrough, which is a high. And then there's like, okay, what's next? And then there's a breakthrough, and then there's a high. And then there's like, okay, no thanks. And these little areas at the below, that's where faith is built. So after the house was sold, I know how to find a place to live, which I knew that there was something coming up from Vegas. So I was like in this pivot, as I've talked about before, to where, do I move to Las Vegas right now? Do I look for a place to live in Las Vegas right now? Or do I need to stay here? There are some things I needed to work out here for the summer. And I knew that was a priority over everything because they were very important. So I said, okay, let's see what happens. And of course, you in your own mind usually just drive yourself crazy. But I let life unfold. It was difficult, and it's very difficult always. And then that's when I found this place. And I knew that was an answered prayer because I needed to be here for 2 months to have things pass through. And so here I am. And from that, I needed to now, I was planning on negotiating to a new contract with where I was at work. Their marketing team was now just consisted of me and another girl. She ran social media, and I did all the technical stuff and strategy and things like that. And I learned so much, and I loved it so much, to which I wanted to take that leap of faith and try to start New Heights 3.0. To which then I would negotiate with them. They wanted to go in a different direction for marketing, which was totally cool. And I said I wanted to just do my marketing thing, but let's continue to have a win-win situation here. So in my mind for weeks, I was trying to figure out what kind of conversation I could have with the bosses. And I didn't know. I was going back and forth. There's the ego. It's like, just leave, blah, 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 blah. Take these clients with you because they can't do anything without you, which is always, there's the ego that you have to tame. But the real authentic, not authentic, there's the real, you. I knew I needed to somehow come up with a win-win situation. It's not good to leave somebody less than how they were. So I was trying to make sure I just came through this thing. And from that, as I'm thinking, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna talk to my bosses. I'm gonna schedule this day and talk to them on this way. A week later, they called me to coffee, and I was like, oh, this is interesting, cool. They sat me down and they said, Kyle, we're going to terminate your employment. But, and then they just continued unfolded and told me everything that I've been trying to work up and like come to get clarity on to present to them. And then they presented to me. Truly a blessing. And from that moment, this was something that I've been working for 2.5 years. I've been homeless, broke, all these things that all I wanted to do. The original goal was to help people work from my computer and travel the world. And that became a reality after that conversation. It was amazing. I now work from my computer. I own my own little business. I help people, and I help people with their marketing. We'll get into that later. And I get to travel. And it's absolutely incredible. There's no feeling, like there's no words to describe the feelings. That's something you work after for 2 years and go through so many highs and lows, and you reach it. And it's great. And it's not even like, it's just the next thing, and it's awesome, and I enjoyed it. But the real test now of really building my faith is because I'm not making 10, 20, 30,000 millions of dollars a month as a business owner. It's very tight to where I can't even really pay myself. I have to make sure I take care of the normal expenses for business, reinvesting because that's important to me right now, and I'm a very simple minimalist person, so I can eat simple food and not live a luxurious life. But now it's like, what's next? Because there's a time to where I'm working, no doubt, I'm putting my time in, to which I need more clients. Like any business, you have to have clients in order to make money, and that's where I'm at. So I'm kind of in this position right now to where I'm working hard, and I'm not necessarily waiting, I'm taking action on it, but there's a certain point and difference between waiting and being still, like God tells us to do, be still, and then not doing anything at all, honestly. And I don't want to go into a long sermon here because this video is already kind of long, but once you are obedient with your work, the opportunity will come, because the opportunity is wrapped in your obedience. That's something that I've learned and really came to understand this past couple days. Because it's funny how there's the encouragement and the words and the wisdom that you acquire when you're actually going through these phases in life. So I'm excited to see what happens. And I'm excited to show you what happens, because this is not my life. I believe this is God doing his work through me, through my life, and to bring what he wants to bring here on earth through me. And I'm blessed, and I took the challenge, and it's been 2.5 years to which I finally started really going after those dreams and those visions and stuff. And here I am, in a state of uncertainty, in a state of unknown, but a state to which my faith is being built and strengthened on an hourly basis. And I'm excited to share this with you and encourage you to continually move forward to what God has put on your heart. And I'll show you the journey.